Right.
All set, Elliot.
Good. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're located at the moment. It's certainly good morning for me. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. My name is Elliot Harper, and I'm a senior marketing technology architect at Cloud Kettle, who is a Salesforce partner. I'm based in Canada, although I'm actually based in Sydney, Australia. So today we're going to be looking at Marketing Cloud Einstein extension products as part of this administrative bootcamp of day 8. Let's just next screen. So let's get straight into it then. So firstly, let's explain what this term extension products actually refers to. So in the Marketing Cloud admin certification, there's a setup section, which is weighted 38%. And within it, there's a smaller subsection, which states describe Marketing Cloud extension products. And you might already try Googling, like, well, what is these extension products? So this is actually a relatively new term. You won't actually find it in the Marketing Cloud documentation. It was actually introduced in the Marketing Cloud Administrating Certification, where subject matter experts who were developing the certification at the time asked the question, what should we call these? And I've regularly been involved in certification development for a few Marketing Cloud certs now, and we also borrowed the term, you'll see it crop up in the developer certification. Or is it the developers? No, it was, I'll tell you, it was the consultant certification when we rewrote the consultant certification last year. But it's important to make a distinction of what an extension product is, because there's a lot of ambiguity around it. But put quite simply, these are features or platforms that aren't included in core Marketing Cloud editions. And I think it's important to put your mind at ease and stress that for the purposes of the exam, you just need to be aware of what an extension product is and what they do. You're not expected to have any experience in actually using these products, which is actually very different from other exam areas, which are really designed to ensure that you have hands-on experience. So let me kind of touch on these. And also, before I do, I just want to explain that the current version of the admin certification was actually it went live a couple of years ago now, and there have been obviously a number of iterative changes to the product, which you won't see reflected in the exam. So at some point, depends on when you take the exam, we will be going and refreshing the questions. But for now, I'm just talking about the extension products really in the context of what you can expect to see in the exam. So, so the first extension product is Datorama. So this is, as we can see the screenshot down the bottom here, it's a marketing integration and reporting platform. You'll observe that in Marketing Cloud, there's Datorama Reports, which is something different. This is kind of a white labeled version. This is a light version of Datorama, and you won't have any questions regarding Datorama Reports appear in the admin exam, as this is just a very new feature, which will kind of ultimately replace the legacy email tracking in Marketing Cloud. But really, it enables marketers to go and report and aggregate across all of their channels, across Instagram and Facebook, digital marketing from Marketing Cloud, see a breakdown of their audiences and how their campaigns are performing, because as a marketer, you use multiple tools. A digital marketer would use multiple tools, like they want to see, well, what's my best performing image on Instagram, for example. So kind of at a high level, that's what Datorama is. And actually at the moment, it doesn't even appear within Marketing Cloud, although it's a Marketing Cloud product. So next we've got GA360 or Google Analytics 360, which enables you to go and share reporting views and audiences in Journey Builder. So what I mean by that is that you can, for those of you who are familiar with Google Analytics, you can see that you can get that Google Analytics reports right from within inside Journey Builder. So kind of a very convenient way of seeing kind of unified reporting and in one place, that we can see that which emails people have clicked through from Journey Builder, in addition to related content that were used in that emails, and that's all kind of integrated. Probably the most significant part of this GA360 integration, however, is the ability to actually go and send to a GA360 audience directly from Marketing Cloud as an entry source. So that is in GA360, which is obviously, this is the enterprise version of Google Analytics and quite expensive, but it enables you to go and segment your kind of known audience. And Marketing Cloud was and still is the first third-party application which enables you to ingest audiences from a GA360 and inject them into a journey when they enter that audience. So yeah, so while there are now GA360 features enabled in the basic core Marketing Cloud editions, that's the main benefit, I would say, is be able to get these audiences into Journey Builder. So next, Interaction Studio. So Interaction Studio has gone through a couple of iterations. When we went and wrote that admin exam, it was actually Thunderhead, which is a white label product, which was called Interaction Studio. Now, Thunderhead is now being replaced with Evergage. So this is an acquisition that Salesforce made last year, and Evergage is a real-time interaction management platform. They're really the leaders in real-time interaction management. And what it enables you to do is to personalize experiences on websites to deliver this next best conversation based on a user's profile and behavior. Now, you probably all interacted with these type of things before. So you might see like recommended products, or customers who bought these products also bought these products. So that's kind of one example of using what are called Einstein recipes that you can achieve with Interaction Studio. Essentially, think of it like extending the personalization experience past traditional Marketing Cloud channels like email and SMS to your own corporate website. So for those of you experienced with Marketing Cloud, you have the only way you could achieve this in the past is using Einstein Web Recommendations, which is based on the technology that ExactTarget acquired back in 2013 from iGo Digital, which was predictive intelligence, and that's effectively being replaced with Interaction Studio. It's a very powerful platform. I've spent a lot of time in it, and but yes, it's just really enables you to go and extend your marketing personalization activities to your corporate website. Audience Studio. I don't want to dwell on this too much. There may be a question or two on Audience Studio. So it is formerly called Salesforce DMP, but renamed to actually, I think, probably align with one of their competitors' products, which also has a name audience in it. And it's effectively, I think it's already end of life, actually. Because so this, this is an acquisition that Salesforce made back in, I think, 2019 of Crux, and or maybe earlier, and then it became Salesforce DMP, and now Audience Studio, and it's really designed for organizations with a digital spend of, say, $2.5 million, and it enables you to it enables you to go and target unknown people. So let's say, for example, I want to go and target, I don't know, foodies in the US, maybe in a certain states, and it does this by using third-party cookie data, which is sold and managed by Audience Studio. With the changes made to data privacy and third-party cookies, that's obviously completely changed the DMP space. So, which is why Salesforce are discontinuing it after 2 years. But it will still be in the exam, so you need to know what it is. But it's it's essentially a DMP platform for an unknown audience. So finally, we have distributed marketing. So distributed marketing enables Sales Cloud users to go and create and edit, it enables create, edit, and send emails directly from Sales Cloud without ever logging into Marketing Cloud. So the way that this works is that in Marketing Cloud, we'll go and create a distributed marketing email, and you do this by adding specific distributed marketing content blocks, and there are a few different flavors of different content blocks. And when you do so, those emails are available in Sales Cloud, and Sales Cloud users can then go and edit these predefined areas of the template. There are a few other notes. So the way distributed marketing works is that effectively it's all journey based. So you go and create a journey in Marketing Cloud, and then when you do so, emails in that journey are available in distributed marketing. I guess typical use cases for distributed marketing would be, maybe I've got I'm a salesperson, and I want to go and send an email to maybe some new customers that and welcome them on board, or perhaps it's just used for regional or local area marketing, where I want to go and send out some communication to leads or contacts. It's again, it's I guess the other things to consider. You can create campaigns in Sales Cloud and send to campaign members, and you can also go and send to lists. I think the number is now like up to 25,000 records. It started off as 250 in the early days, but yes, that's essentially what it does. I mean, think of it, I guess, kind of like Pardot, in the context of just sending emails from Sales Cloud, but and it has kind of limited personalization. You can personalize it with a first name, but in Sales Cloud users wouldn't go and write any AMP script, for example. It's just really while they can go and customize the content, they can just go and select images and type their own content. So that's kind of touching on extension products. Hopefully that's kind of a good orientation. So now when you hear these terms like distributed marketing or datarama in the exam, you're able to answer that. And again, I just want to stress that you're not expected to know anything about these products. I do actually encourage you to go and just hop onto YouTube and you'll find some 3-minute demo videos which provide a really helpful orientation to how these products work, which is kind of outside of the scope of our session today. And this is, what's this? This is, oh yes, here we see the screenshot down here. This is an example of GA360 integration into Journey Builder. Here's Interaction Studio, and this is Audience Studio here and distributed marketing. I forgot that I went and I've got some supporting screenshots from here. But here you can see in this screenshot here, the editing experience where we're in Sales Cloud, and we've got this kind of intuitive editor on the left-hand side where I can customize my message. Now let's talk about Einstein. So yeah, there won't be too many questions on Einstein in the admin certification, and it's actually there since the admin cert was released a couple of years ago. There have been many new Einstein features added, but just for sake of completeness, I'd like to spend the rest of the session discussing all of the Einstein features, because even though they may not be mentioned in the exam today, they certainly will be in future releases or refreshes of the exam. And additionally, it's kind of good for you to understand what Marketing Cloud Einstein is and what features it refers to, whether these are questions that come up in the exam or not. So there's kind of a lot of confusion around what is Einstein in Marketing Cloud, and some people think that Einstein isn't this identity, right? They think of it's like some massive supercomputer that goes and provides all these AI features, and that's not what it is. It's largely a kind of marketing branding exercise that reflects an acquisition shopping spree that Salesforce went on over a couple of years and acquired lots of AI-based technologies, and additionally existing technologies such as what was predictive intelligence, any AI-based features in the product have been renamed and adopt the Einstein brand. So yeah, when you hear Einstein, it's not a specific platform or feature per se, but really a marketing branding exercise. And there were a number of different Einstein features in Marketing Cloud that I'm going to be walking you through today, and we'll give a live demo as well. So to access them, you can the Einstein features is available from the Einstein menu in Marketing Cloud. And there's also an Einstein Overview, which we see in here, which appears on the Einstein menu in Marketing Cloud. And so this Einstein Overview really provides a dashboard indicating the overall metrics for each enabled Einstein feature, and also indicates which features haven't yet been enabled, as many Einstein features aren't enabled by default, and but they need to be self-activated and set up, which we can discuss. So moving your cursor over each metric, I've got a screenshot there, reveals related summary data, as we see in this blue box here. And you can also conveniently navigate to Einstein features right from the Einstein Overview menu, which we'll take a look at. So I'm going to go and cover the following Einstein topics today. This isn't actually an exhaustive list. There are other Einstein products for Marketing Cloud, which include Einstein email recommendations and web recommendations, which have, as I mentioned before, effectively been replaced by Interaction Studio, and you won't see any email or web recommendations questions in the certification, so I'll kind of glaze over that. Also, there's some Einstein activities in Journey Builder. Specifically, there's a Einstein STO or send time optimization, and a split activity for engagement split and a frequency split. And you wouldn't kind of, I haven't got time to cover those, but also they're not going to come up on the exam. So I just want to kind of focus on these core features that we see in Marketing Cloud. So let's go and start with Einstein engagement frequency. So Einstein engagement frequency, or EEF, you may, certainly the product team refer to it as that, is included in both corporate and enterprise Marketing Cloud editions. And it's also available as a paid option in the professional edition. So what it does is Salesforce recognized, customers are receiving more messages in their inbox than ever before, and really marketers need a better way to manage their email engagement strategy. So this feature provides an insight of how many emails you should be sending to your subscribers, and similar to frequency capping, it enables marketers to understand the optimal number of sends and at what point subscribers are becoming oversaturated or where they're becoming under-messaged. Essentially, I guess it provides a sweet spot of your email to send ratio, while allowing you to send the right number of messages to optimize engagement, and also reducing the chance of email fatigue. And it includes a dashboard, as we see here, and I'll jump into a demo soon, that enables marketers to compare send frequency and engagement trends, and just view this distribution of email sends and subscriber engagement over a period of time. And it also provides suggestions on the optimal frequency range to maximize your engagement goals. Let's go and take a look at a closer look how this feature works. So I'm just going to go, and I should have let me go and actually escape out of this and drop this down the bottom, and here we are in Marketing Cloud. So you'll see here's the Einstein menu that I talked about, an Einstein Overview. This is a dashboard that I discussed earlier. Sorry, what's happening here? Einstein engagement frequency. So I don't know if any of you have used this feature before. It's actually changed significantly over the past 12 months. Before, it used to go and create 2 data extensions, which with raw data, which you then use, but that's now kind of been removed, and it's kind of while it was highly configurable, they've kind of taken out those controls, kind of stripped it back, and loaded I guess the intelligence on their end. But here you can see how many of our email subscribers are saturated or undersaturated or on target. Let's see kind of sending patterns associated with that. And so how you use it is that in Journey Builder, there's a frequency split activity, which enables you to route contacts through a specific branch, whether they're oversaturated, undersaturated, or on target. So if they're oversaturated with emails, well, maybe you want to go and send them an SMS, for example. So yeah, but this feature here is just really provided a dashboard. And it's also not enabled by default. You'll need to go and activate it in each required business unit by opening the application, and you'll see that there's this when you do so, I mean, this is activated, but you'll see this activate Einstein engagement frequency button on this page. The activation process takes up to 72 hours to complete. Oh, so, and there's a screenshot saying it's not activated yet. And that's kind of what you'll see with this big blue button. So let's now take a look at Einstein engagement scoring. So Einstein, let me check on the time, we're doing good. So Einstein engagement scoring is a predictive segmentation tool for Marketing Cloud that predicts how your audience is going to engage with your email marketing campaigns and programs over the next 14 days. So once you can predict what an individual will do, you can then go and segment your target audience and personalize content to be more relevant and effective. And it really provides 3 key benefits. So firstly, it enables you to discover what customers will do next. So Einstein will go and score every individual subscriber based on their likelihood to open an email, the likelihood to click, stay subscribed, and convert. And next, you can gain audience. I've got a screenshot of that. I'm just trying to see. Here we go. No, we don't. Well, I'll show you a demo shortly. Secondly, it enables you to discover what. So it enables you to gain audience insights by understanding factors that predict engagement and identify trends, and you can measure audience health. So you can see how you're engaging with your audience and how they're engaging with you. And finally, this feature provides actionable data through creating individually addressable segments which are organized into target personas. And you can then take action on this data using the Einstein split activity and journey builder to route customers through the right path based on their persona and their predicted behavior. So effectively optimizing a journey for each individual contact. And similar to Einstein engagement frequency, this feature isn't enabled by default. You see this a button here. You need to activate it in each business unit by opening the application and clicking on the Activate Einstein Engagement Scoring button. Now, it will take some time to generate initial scores, so it does require historical subscriber engagement data, which includes at least 1,000 events in the past 90 days before activation. So if you're new to Marketing Cloud, the system could take up to 3 months to generate some initial scores. Otherwise, if you're already using Marketing Cloud, scores are typically available within 24 to 48 hours after enabling the feature. And Einstein will go and send an email notification once your scores are available. So let's go and take a look at the Einstein engagement scoring in action. So I'm just going to jump out of this again. So to get started with Einstein engagement scoring, we're going to go and select the application from the Einstein menu in Marketing Cloud. Here we are. Let's wait for it to load. Let's skip past this time. So this page displays a dashboard that provides an insight for engagement scoring. Here are the 4 aligned personas I explained earlier. So we've got email open, it's likelihood to open, likelihood to click, to convert, and to subscribe or unsubscribe. This actually his interface has changed significantly just in this recent release. But what we can also do is from these prediction cards, or what these prediction cards do here is that they provide an overview of the audience health, along with their likelihood to open. For example, here you can see this is good. And you can actually go and drill down to see the top negative and positive correlations. So you can see that likelihood to open an email is good. So click is good, web conversion is excellent, and you can see the model confidence indicated by these 3 shaded dots here. So if we go and click view details, and we can go and have a look at the top 5 negative and positive correlations. Now, the correlation actually measures how 2 variables are related, and as well as the direction of the relationship. So, for example, what do we have here? Let's see a good one. So you can see that version of operating system, Apple iOS viewing device OS version. So we can see that this positive correlation for this Apple iOS operating system on a user's device. That means they've got a strong likelihood to go and open your email. But we've also got this people viewing device on Windows XP has a very low likelihood to go and open your email. Yeah, so just really provides kind of a dashboard. But again, you would then go and use the activity, the engagement scoring activity in Journey Builder to go and route contacts through different branches based on their likelihood to click or open or convert to any of those 4 different personas we saw. So next I want to talk about Einstein Messaging Insights in Marketing Cloud. So this is included in, let's think, professional, corporate, and enterprise Marketing Cloud editions. And it really provides, I guess, anomaly detection for email marketers. And it does this through a notification center where marketers can really review irregularities in KPIs or key performance indicators. So I guess, look, if there's a sudden drop or gain in email engagement, like opens, clicks, or unsubscribe rates, then Einstein Messaging Insights will surface these insights directly on the Marketing Cloud dashboard. And insights are updated daily. So, the automated alerts aren't reliant on a marketer reviewing email tracking data or scheduled reports. And they can see it from, you probably seen the notification and maybe interacted with it, but you can see in the screenshot here, this is, I guess, your inbox of recent alerts. So let's kind of discuss one possible scenario for using this feature. So perhaps you've got an abandoned cart journey, and this has been running for some time, but maybe the recent release of dark mode on iOS has impacted your click-through rates from these devices, as this email design isn't working as well in iOS dark mode. So in this scenario, Einstein Messaging Insights would send a notification directly to the notification center for that 24-hour period, alerting the marketer that there's been a sudden drop in click activity. So it enables marketers, I guess, to identify the cause. They can intervene and apply updates to the email to ensure that either the performance level stays level or it increases. So look, in summary, Einstein Messaging Insights enables marketers to stay on top of email performance changes and use these provided insights to optimize their journey and batch sends. So let's go and take a closer look at how this feature works. Before we do, to activate it, you have to actually do it from setup, as we see here. It's just a toggle on at the right-hand side. You just turn it on, and you have to do it in each business unit. If we go over into here, you can see, we've got lots of notifications here. You see the over 99. And click on here. We can see all of our recent insights. So we can be both actively and passively aware of the changes. And we can see at a glance all the anomalies that Einstein has detected. So let's go and take a look at one. So let's we'll open this, what's this, the unsubscribe rate anomaly for email activities in this post-purchase journey to find out what could be causing this. So what's in here? So, okay, so here we have this histogram here, which provides a trend over time and indicates how our journey has been performing. Additionally, we see down here all of the email activities in the journey and their related performance to each other. I think, yeah, we can go and sort this here. That goes and takes you to the journey. Oh, it does. It opens Journey Builder. I apologize. I should go back. I'm going to go here. So I'll just go back into here. And let's go and have a look at this low unsubscribe rate here. It's a positive. Yeah, so really just surface these insights. You can kind of see at a glance. You can see the email activities, and then obviously you can just provide a good starting point for you to go and identify the root cause. Let's go and take a look at another anomaly that perhaps we want to go, or insight. So what do we have there? Unsubscribes. We've got this high open rate. So we can see that we've got a strong positive correlation of this high value email of abandoned cart, and you can see how what do we have here? Upper bound, lower bound. Summing up here, you can see that the in the past 24 hours, the open rate of the journey's emails 22.22% is higher than expected. These two specific emails had more impact than other activities. So it's kind of great to kind of get those insights that I guess are hard to interpret through just by having a look at reports. So the next Einstein feature I want to cover today is Einstein Copy Insights. So Einstein Copy Insights is included in professional, corporate, and enterprise editions, and it really enables you to see how your subject lines are performing and visualize the effectiveness of words used in your subject lines, and in turn enables you to go and provide some language factor insights so you can go and optimize your subject lines. Let me go and quickly show you that. So we're going to Einstein Copy Insights. The name is misleading. Is this just, it should be called Einstein Subject Line Insights, but I think this provides an indication of what where it's heading. That will also make recommendations around a kind of sentiment analysis of content. So we can see that we've got these all out of all the subject lines that we're sending. We can see that how many emails have been delivered and how the engagement rate's sitting. So let's go and say maybe if we can just maybe just welcome, and we want to compare this one with maybe welcome to Northern Trail Outfitters. So I can compare up to 10 different subject lines. So we can see that what's happening here, welcome, and this one here, average. Welcome is prediction is average. I'm just trying to interpret this. Predicted effectiveness range, number of subject lines is is 8. Oh, so it's least engaging and most engaging. So you can see that it's not going to be very engaging. It's sitting down this scale here. Let's go and cancel this. I'm just going to delete this one here. Welcome test. So anyway, this is a kind of a new feature, enables you to actually go and test how your subject line will be will perform. Say by now, maybe. How do I get out of that? Let me just go back in a second. Einstein's. I want to turn off the compare feature. So by me test. So again, by me is just going to be sitting right down the bottom. Yes, kind of at a glance, you can see, what are your top performing subject lines. Also, you can go and get some insights on the say this language factor tile here measures a negative or positive effect along with the degree of the effect. So when all of these 3 circles are filled here, this represents the most positive or negative effect depending on the shade, kind of green versus red down here. Here we can see that originality, which refers to using unique words in the subject line and including also an exclamation mark, has a strong positive impact. And then we've got this emotional tone insights here. It predicts the emotional response to your subject lines based on uses a multi-label classification model. So in this bubble chart here, we can see that by including the words with a tone of love has a very strong positive impact, but subject lines with a tone of anticipation, like perhaps maybe perspective, for example, would have a negative impact. And what else do we have here? We've got top performing phrases indicate single words or phrases that directly has a positive or negative impact on open rates. For example, we can see that free shipping today has a positive impact. You can also review most frequently used phrases in this bar chart here, and you can go and compare their effect in comparison to the average open rates just by hovering over. So marketers can use this feature to go and get insights into their subject lines and optimize their campaigns accordingly. So next, I want to go and discuss Einstein content tagging. In fact, let me just go and stick here to prevent context switching. So Einstein content tagging, what this is about is that if any of you have worked with lots of images and marketing clouds, image libraries can quickly become disorganized and unwieldy. And manually tagging images is a very time-consuming and also a subjective process. And it can be challenging to locate relevant images from an ocean of assets, which can be likened to finding a polar bear in a snowstorm. So this typically leads to content fatigue, where marketers just revert to using the same image regularly. So Einstein content tagging works by automating image tagging. And let me just actually go in present mode, because I think I've got some screenshots here. Yeah, here we do. It works by going and automate image tagging through using machine learning to enrich your image assets with tags and build a searchable content library. And in turn, this increases the efficiency of your search, so you can find the most relevant images for your message. So it will go and add an update and tag your images every 24 hours, in addition to any tags that you manually added. Sorry, we just got a dog in the background. And you have to go and activate the feature from, oh yeah, 1 second. We have to go and activate it by enabling turning on Einstein content tagging from the setup menu. Do I have this in here? No, I don't have a screenshot of that. Oh yes, down the bottom there, you can see turn on Einstein content tagging. Excuse me, let me just let my dog outside. It's just a bit upset. Outside, okay. When you do so, you can actually choose to automatically tag all content builder images, or you can just tag those in the Einstein content tagging folder. This is a folder that's automatically created, you know, when the feature is enabled. So the way it works is that in the background, it actually uses the Google Vision API to go and look for example, maybe you've got a boat on a harbor. It will go and say, identify this is a boat, and this is sea, and this is a color blue, and this is sky, and go and tag images accordingly. So it enables you to, it's a very convenient way to go and find and locate images. The final feature I want to touch on today is Einstein content selection, which is included in professional, corporate, and enterprise editions. And it works by delivering content that's best suited for each subscriber when an email is sent, based on a variety of factors. So, you know, this open that you worked hard to earn isn't wasted, and it helps you to optimize email engagement and click-through rates. So the way it works is that when you begin sending, Einstein, and I just want to clarify, when I talk about content, it's misleading. It's actually image content, so it should be called Einstein image selection. But again, this is perhaps kind of a nod to where they intend to take this feature. So we're going to choose the best image asset for customers based on customer information that you supply. And as subscribers open your message, Einstein is constantly analyzing the result to identify assets that continually contribute to increased click rates. And Einstein finds the assets that prompt customers to click on a link in the email and selects that asset more frequently over future sends. So I'll just quickly go and show you this, this feature in action here. So Einstein content selection. Not really doing anything for me today. Oh, here we go. So here we are in just the overview page, and we can see that a breakdown of oh yeah, but basically you start, you've got this notion of an asset class and asset attributes, and you go and go into settings in here. You can go and configure the different asset classes. Let me go and click on this, see whether it lets. So in this case, we've got some banner assets and city event assets, and so let me go and just this is kind of locked down in this environment, but we can go and configure also profile attributes. So this is providing kind of metadata about our subscribers, so which Einstein can go and use to go and identify behavioral trends of subscribers with similar attributes to go and make recommendations. And we can go and set, for a given asset pool, you can say how long you're going to be surfacing these assets for, and provide a fallback asset if you don't have content that's available. Really, it changes the way that you use and send emails. So rather than choosing, oh, well, which image asset should we use, it's more of a question of, well, do we have enough image assets in our content pool? Because Einstein will automatically go and kind of drop them in. Anyway, I encourage you to go and watch a video on this feature if you want to learn more about it. It's kind of I think this is just intended to be an overview, but I've run a course on Einstein content selection before, and this is kind of on its own, it's like 45 minutes, but hopefully kind of gives you a good orientation of what it does. It effectively just inserts images at open time based on behavioral insights and AI. So I think that was my last slide. So now we've got some time for questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat window. And I can see, oh, here we go. We've got a few questions here. Lots of questions, so some great questions. So JB, do you want to go through those or?
Yes, Elliot. Thanks for all those insights, Elliot. So not many of us would have the opportunity to work on the Einstein insights, Einstein features. And thank you for the detailed demo as well. As per the questions, I see a question about the engagement frequency, I believe. So the email open prediction. If the prediction is poor, how do we fix it?
Einstein engagement frequency or Einstein engagement scoring? What was the question again? So Einstein engagement frequency.
Yeah, the question was asked when you were demoing the Einstein engagement frequency, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So what happens if the email open prediction is poor? So we do have a
that's not frequency, that's scoring. So Einstein engagement frequency is just identifying oversaturated and undersaturated subscribers. So oversaturated subscribers is a likelihood to unsubscribe. But to answer the other question, it's really Einstein engagement scoring. How do you fix it? I mean, it's quite a subjective answer. You need to go and understand there could be numerous factors why someone's not opening an email. Maybe it's I'd start by having a look at the subject line. As the subject line is that it's like akin to opening an envelope. It's encourages that a subscriber decides whether to actually open the email. Use the Einstein Messaging Insights feature. Have a look there and gain some just to kind of understand of which emails are affected. And yeah, it's really kind of a it doesn't tell you what you need to do to fix it. I mean, but it enables you to at least it's really trial and error, I think, and it comes with experience of understanding why people aren't opening your emails.
Thanks, Elliot. That's a great answer. And the next question is about the messaging insights. How do we enable them? I think it will be the enablement will be generic to all the Einstein features. Is that right?
Yes. So that's right. All the Einstein features I covered today can be self-activated. From Einstein Messaging Insights, let me just you just enable it from setup. So in Marketing Cloud setup, you can have a look at under Einstein Messaging Insights, and there's a little toggle button, and you just have to enable it by business unit. So it's like. Anyway, it's in setup.
And I shared the link for that in the chat window where we can find that option. And the next question is about the Einstein features. If we enable all the features at once, is there any downside?
No, no, not at all.
Too much data, many insights, the system getting busy.
No, you don't need to stagger it. I mean, all the heavy lifting is actually done outside of Marketing Cloud in AWS. there's some automations which please don't disable or turn off. But you'll see these automations that are created in your account when the features are enabled, that's exporting engagement data out to AWS and then importing it back in. So yeah, it won't kind of impact the performance of your account in any way.
That's really helpful, Elliot. And for the Einstein Copy Insights, is that available only for the English language, or is that available for?
It is, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's English only. Mm-hmm. And also it doesn't, it doesn't, unless it's changed. I haven't seen this in the release notes, but it doesn't work with AmScript. So if you're using dynamic subject lines and AmScript to go and personalize that subject lines, it will, it doesn't take that into consideration. It only looks at kind of static or kind of hard-coded subject lines at this time. So yeah, it doesn't have a look at yeah. If you've got kind of conditional subject lines, it doesn't interpret those.
Okay, that helps, Elliot. I think that is all the questions that we have for today. Yeah, we covered everything. So thank you very much, Elliot.
No, it's okay. Thanks.
And thanks everyone for joining. And if you have any other questions, post them in the Slack channel. And also, we do have Ask Me Anything panel. Feel free to ask your questions during that session as well. I'll also be sending a form for you to fill out the questions. So before the panel itself, we would have the questions, and that questions will be preferred, and they have more chance to be answered in the session. And the next session is going to be at the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, but since the daylight savings are going to end this Sunday, the time may change if you are in some other time zone rather than US. If you're in some other time zone, the time may change. Please make a note of that. So it's 3 p.m. Eastern still. And I think that is all for today's session. We will be sharing the slide deck, and I will share the link in the Slack channel. And thank you everyone for joining, and thank you, Elliot, once again. Hope you have a great day.